Union Jack Oil is a UK-focused onshore hydrocarbon production, development and exploration company. It's published its financial and operational update covering the first half of 2023. I'm delighted to be joined by the Executive Chairman, David Bramhill. So, David, in the introduction, I said you're a UK-focused onshore company, but for how long? Because the recent update says that the company is compelled to seek growth opportunities further afield in politically safe regimes with sympathetic views towards the oil industry. So where are you looking and why are you looking?
Good question. Hello, Sarah, and everybody listening. We make it, I want to make it quite clear, we are a UK onshore company, always will be, unless the Labour government comes in and stops everything. But I don't think that'll happen. However, you have to be prepared, being an old Boy Scout, you know. So we're just gearing up. We've looked at other places anyway, because although the UK is a marvellous place, we've got some really, really good projects, Wrestle being the flagship, and it probably will for a number of years. Probably, I'm confident it will be. However, it wouldn't be right for us to sit down, do nothing, and not look to the future on where could we go should something seriously happen on the regime here. And it's getting quite serious now anyway, because of the energy levy tax. Nobody would be a lover of that, but I mentioned earlier on, I was interviewed earlier, and what other country taxes its oil revenues at 75%? I don't know of any. Maybe there are some, but it's not very good. Not when we've already put the money in anyway and taken the risk. Like, you've got to kiss a lot of frogs there. There was a corneo saying, but yeah, before you, and we've struck lucky with Wrestle. So we've taken us years to get on, and now they come along and literally like somebody coming along picking your pocket. And it's not good. And we're not the only company saying this. There's a whole raft, especially the majors, who have taken probably billions and billions of pounds, dollars, petrodollars out of the English bag. It's shocking, really. It's awful. But we're not the government. We can't do. In the background, there are a lot of people trying to do something, speaking, but at the moment, I think it's deaf ears. And I suppose we are the pariah. We're involved with fossil fuels, and I think it's like the cigarettes, isn't it? Nobody likes smoking, so we bash the fag companies. Now it's bash a fossil fuel. So we've taken precautions, and we're looking at other projects where we could be left alone if the need be. We've got some rich pickings still here in the UK, and people are not realising it. So you've got to do what you've got to do, haven't you? I think so anyway. And the board, and I'm sure when people see the projects that we're actually looking at, they might, yeah, that's okay, it's good.
And when might we learn about what you're looking at?
I don't know if it's market sensitive, so I'll say when we're ready, without being rude. I don't want to get Mr. Nomad after me today, please.
When you're ready. All right. Well, when you're ready, hopefully you'll come back and speak to me as soon as.
Of course.
Already. So you talked about Wrestle there, and it always tickles me when you release investor updates talking about you've reached material landmarks in terms of net revenues from Wrestle, which is the hydrocarbon development. The latest figure was in excess of 17 million US dollars for Pedal 180 and Pedal 182 in North Lincolnshire. So do you consider Wrestle to be a cash cow, even though there's the presence of water? Is that going to impact that cash flow?
Not at all. 96% of oil wells around the world onshore produce water. Which farm is 95% water cut? A lot of the wells in India, Pakistan, 90-odd% water cut. America, 50%. No, I'm not going to be worrying myself over 2.76 or 3.5. It's nothing. It really isn't, and I'm surprised it didn't happen last year. No, we've had a really, really good run, but I honestly don't believe that we've even scratched the surface of wrestle yet. We don't even know. It's like it's still really basic exploration. We've drilled one well. We've made a discovery. We've had it in production for 2 and a bit years. Very, very good production for onshore. And we've a long, long way to go yet. I can assure you, we haven't even gone near the Penistone flags yet, which is gas and oil. And we still don't know whether oil-water contact is in the Ashover grit. So there's a hell of a lot more to go. But a lot more. It is a cash cow. We're doing maintenance at the moment. We're putting a downhole pump in, as you probably read. That's capable of doing, I believe the spec says 1,200 barrels of fluid a day, which is terrific.
So I don't understand that, David. So people,
you've seen the nodding donkey, I'm sure, the one.
I have, but to me, shutdowns mean that there's no production. So what's going on?
There won't be for a little while, for a couple of weeks. No, but that has to happen. But we would have had a shutdown in March, January to March, February, March. It was planned for Q1 next year. All the equipment's available, so why not? We've got access to a pump. We've got one on order. All the equipment's coming in from America. Or most of it. Pipe work's being done. The new bund area, all being done, all under control. And the fact that water is present, it's not a lot. In the actual production, it's not. The cost is nothing to move it. Very minimal cost. Like if I had to pluck a figure out of the air, which I do know, wouldn't cost us more than 100,000 a year, and that would be max. That'd be maximum.
So that equipment coming from the United States, are you leasing that, or will you own
buying it?
You're buying it. Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm just wondering whether it will pay for itself. Would you be?
Oh goodness me! I'm not a lover of rental, if to put it that way, or hiring it, because at the end of the day, we know it's a producer, so it's much better to actually have that kit in your inventory. It's yours. Have a service contract with it. No problem.
So what about the partners that you have? Do you think that they'll be asking for mates rates, and you can, I know you're not a lover of rental and leasing, but you could subcontract it to them and get some money?
Oh no, it's all being done. We've got our partners are Europa, Will Holland. I think you know Will anyway in Europa. Good group, nice partners to be with. And same applies to, I can call them Egdon for 4 more days. Then they're coming off the market, you know that, I'm sure. They'll be part of the American Petrichor group.
So how does that impact the relationship that you have with Egdon in whatever format it's in?
I'm just thinking that there's going to be a lot more money. They won't be reliant on the capital markets anymore. They're going with basically a well-known oil man, George Yates, marvelous reputation, and I can only see good coming out of it. It's certainly not a negative. And obviously, Egdon stay within the country, and we still talk on the same terms as we do every day anyway. But this isn't a partnership where they contact us when they feel like. This is a day by day running commentary situation on what do we do, how are we doing. There's never a day go by where we don't hear from our partners.
So we do tend to talk a lot, you and I, about wrestle because it is exciting. But briefly, what else is within your portfolio? Because we've already spoken about that you're looking for other opportunities. That wrestle is an ongoing cash cow, but there are other things going on.
There are, but they're slow. Biscathorpe, we believe that it's one of the largest structures that has never been tested. And we had the spectate, look at it practically a year ago, 11 months and a couple of days ago, and here we are, still no decision. We still have to pay our license fee and all the other bits and pieces that go with it, but we haven't heard anything. And we've got a partnership with somebody, you know, they would be interested in seeing this deal done, of course. You know, it's very, very slow, which is one of the reasons we decided to take a look around. And there's nothing wrong with doing business in the UK, it just takes a lot of time. It's been the same since almost like when COVID came along, the shutter came down and everybody's still working from home. It's still quite slow.
But you're not giving up, because all the energy that's gone into Biscuit.
Oh goodness me, far from it. No. If you read the report, the United Kingdom is our core asset and always will be. However, there are some treats around which we could gain entry into, would be very, very nice and hopefully beneficial for shareholders as well. It'd be about time. We've got a lot of money in cash. We've got 9.250, which we could get tomorrow. We can get it, and that money, most of it is earmarked for when we actually are able to drill. I believe Keddington will probably be there first. As I say in the report, it's mentioned that we're working on getting hold of a rig. We've agreed a well trajectory, and that could be very, very good for Keddington, which is really forgotten about, but not with us, because that could give us another 100, 200 barrels a day. Very nice, rich pickings. Biscathorpe, if it comes through, and the old chestnut, West Newton. We've got our money ready, we're ready.
But what does that mean, David, when you say we're ready? So
well, what it means is exactly what I say, we are ready, we'd like to drill. But, you know, I think it's a well-known fact that one partner's looking to farm out. Fair enough, that's what happens. That's the oil industry, and it's a well that begs to be drilled. It's a horizontal, and there's lots of nice sweet spots in there, and you hit one of those and you really seriously are at the races. I think all the quirks of drilling that type of structure we know all about. There's been mistakes made. It doesn't like water, believe it or not, and so the operator Rafflin are looking to get an oil-based mud, and we're waiting to hear about that. It's been granted for the A site, but we're waiting for the B site where this horizontal is planned. So it's all, the wheels are still moving, albeit very, very slowly.
So there's a lot going on. I'm sensing frustration, but excitement as well, because you're talking about.
Of course, so I wouldn't be doing this otherwise.
Goodies.
We must love. I think people in the oil industry must enjoy pain, because it really is can be a long haul. But when it does all click together, then it happens very, very rapidly. It's always been the way; it would never change, I don't think. But to wrap up, where I believe we are, we've got some excellent projects, load of money, no P words. Now, even now, with that amount of money, there's still, you know, the mischief makers and mongers of mischief saying, "Oh, there's a place in do that." No, we're in really, really excellent financial position, and we're a small board, and we can maneuver quite quickly, and we can I could say we're quite dynamic in the way we operate. Just let it happen.
And just for the sake of clarity, the P word you were referring to is placings. So no placings for another year or so?
Yep. Yeah.
Lovely. David Bramhill, it's been a pleasure. David Bramhill, Executive Chairman of Union Jack Oil. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Sarah.